How's everyone doing? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. We got brunch. We got joie.
Yes, thank you for having me in this beautiful space. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
How many are friends of joie? Okay. How many have heard their music? And how many are just here to be here? Love it.
Hey,
Love it.
thank
You like don't know who that is. Cool. Well, my name is Jay Henry. I have created Seattle's Best Brunch, and this is the first one with a brunch with actual food. This is also the fourth one, so you'll see the progression. Each one is kind of an experiment, um, but each one is rooted in us diving into local Seattle arts and just getting a deeper understanding of like what went into the music and what the artist was going through and like the story they wanted to tell and what they wanted to convey and the experiences that they wanted to share, because I feel like nowadays artists put out music and then they get 10 streams and it just feels like we consume super quickly and then move on to something else. So it's a time to like slow down and enjoy the music a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, I spent 2 weeks diving into their music. Um, I have crazy theories. I also just have questions, and it's going to be semi-structured conversation. Yeah,
Let's do it.
joie. That's how I pronounce that, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I learned that from your song. Catch me if you can. Because my name is Joie,
And
and
it is what it is.
it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you? Yeah.
That's a hard question to answer.
Well, we start with the hard ones. They get harder after this then, because like that's the easy one actually.
I am a force. I am a conduit. I am a vessel for pain, for joy, and for everything that I've experienced in this world. And I am someone who tries to transmute all of that and give it back beautifully.
I love that. You said you're a vessel for pain,
Yes.
but more recently you also based on what I researched, it seems like you're also embodying the love as well. No?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely got out of a place of fear and into a place of love and honoring who I am, even if I make mistakes and even if my song gets 10 streams, like really pouring into that gratitude and remembering that this is a part of the journey. So I think that's reflected in my music a lot is like the growing pains, but also the beauty in that.
Oh yeah, that definitely shines through in your music, and we're going to get to that. Um, but let me share a little bit about how I know you.
Yeah.
So the last one was with Kenshi. Kenshi Kills. If anyone knows Kenshi,
Catch you good.
okay, one whoop. We'll add more whoops later in the post. Because she said that she really loves your music. It was like I can't wait to work with Joie. But when I was going through your Instagram, I found your post about the residency show in November.
Yes.
And my husband and I were actually there in the crowd. I
What?
see us in your post actually.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah, yeah.
That's so crazy. I didn't even notice.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
you were like moving, so I had to squint.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
what
gotta
does that
find
mean?
that.
Yeah.
What? It's like some Where's Waldo type
It
vibe. Like there
100%.
were so many people there.
Yeah, there was a lot. How long have you been in the residency?
I've been in the residency since August 2024, and I joined their summer intensive program. And from that, I just started working with them in different capacities. So I got to perform with Art Noir at Walk the Block and got connected with Where the Heart Lives, which is a part of Bloodworks Northwest. So the residency really gave me the opportunity to like find all of the gigs and make the connections, but beyond that, it was like building a community within a 3 week program, and they really set you up for success and make you feel supported throughout the entire process.
Oh, for sure. They do a great job. And a lot of great talent coming out of there.
Yes.
A lot of great talent.
Can she be one of them? For
Kenshi
sure.
being one of them, yeah. So, taking a little bit of a tangent, you talk about your mom a lot in high praise, which is I love that. Unless you don't. Your reaction makes me feel like you don't.
I do, but it's funny because she hates that I talk about her all the
Really?
time. She's like, why does every song have to be about me?
Damn.
Like,
Well, this she's not going to like this next question then. Um, you said told my mama she's going to raise a superstar.
yes.
The question is, what's her favorite song of yours?
Ooh. Catch Me If You Can.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So I started my career wanting to be a rapper. I was 14 and I was used to rapping all the time. Like that was what I was. I had a rapper name that I will never tell anybody.
Come on.
No one.
No, okay. Okay. I'll
No,
tell you mine
I
if you tell
should.
me yours.
Okay, go first.
My rapper name was going to be Biggie Fat. Yeah.
Why?
BIGE.PHAT. It was like a whole company. I had a fashion line thought
He
out.
was
like
invested.
Everything.
He
It was the early
serious.
2000s, you know? G Unit had a
Okay.
line.
You
Birdman
right.
had lugs. Um, where's I going with that? What's your rapper name?
It was Bree DeReal, but not the. It was DA. So Bree DeReal.
The real.
And it was the, if someone gave me that, and I quickly retired it.
Wait, how are you going to judge my name and you got Bree the real?
It was bad.
Okay, that's fine.
Yours was actually
We'll
pretty
cut
good.
this out. We'll actually cut this part out. Okay, so you were 14. You wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah, so I started off rapping. My mom like used to freestyle with me in the car.
No
like,
way,
That
that's
was yeah, that's what I grew up doing. And like I earned my stripes on the bus. Like at the back of the bus, all the guys would get together and freestyle. And I was like the only girl who was back there spitting bars. So
Dope.
for her to hear me go back to like where I started and what made me want to be an artist, I think was like really emotional for her. And she
Yeah.
knows it's like the truest form of who I am. So
We're
yeah.
gonna. I have a question about that actually
Yeah.
later. Do you remember your first couple bars that you're like, damn, I be spitting these rhymes?
Oh my gosh. I have to put some more thought into that.
Okay. Here's a similar yet different question. You have an Instagram post where you talk about your journey as an artist, and you talk about burning CD mixtapes.
Yes.
Were those your mixtapes or someone else's?
They were my mixtapes. So one summer, I had this idea that I was gonna burn a mixtape and have a DJ mix on it that was like an hour long, and I learned how to DJ and put this little mix on there. And then I had 2 songs that I had recorded at like a local studio in Florida. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't really have money. I'm 14. I don't really, yeah, I had maybe like $5. And then my mom was like, okay, well, I have $5. And then another friend was like, well, I got like $3. So we all got into the car at like 11 o'clock at night, and we drove to Walmart, and we got a huge stack of CDs and like some cardboard freaking insert sleeves. And then I stayed up all night printing them, and then I had my mom actually sign my initials and like do it all fancy because I had really horrible handwriting at the time. So she initialed on each of them, and then I sold them the next day, and I made like $100.
Damn, $100?
Yeah, my teachers were the biggest supporters though. So.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's what you call early adopters.
Seriously, they were my best friends. Like I was not the cool kid by any means.
Yeah.
I was the shy, like awkward girl, like wasn't going on a stage, wasn't talking to people. So it was like really weird to like have that evolution of, oh, well, I want to be an artist and do the complete opposite of what I'm used to doing. So yeah, it was cool.
I love that. Can I be honest about something?
Yes.
So I'll just preface with, I'm a pretty big hater. I know, that's wild. That's like a wild thing to say. But I've noticed this pattern. I just want to admit it in front of, I felt like we were a family, and you're laughing at me now. No, sometimes when I hear new music, like Chance the Rapper, right? I heard him for the first time, and I was like, yo, your voice is crazy. And then over time, I really appreciate the uniqueness, and I see the value in it. and I'll admit, when I first heard your songs, I was like, there's something about her voice that like is off. But now I like really love it.
What was off about it, Jay?
I think just because it has like a unique tone, like an Amy Winehouse, right? Like it has a unique tone to it. Alicia Keys has a unique tone. So the question is, where do you feel like your tonality comes from? Like, are there singers that you look up to that you really tried to be like early on that maybe shaped your sound?
Definitely. I would say like my first answer would be Bob Marley.
Oh, okay.
I think that he is like a true reflection of the time that he was living in, and to be able to again like be a vessel and hold the pain of thousands of people and your ancestors, and go out on stage and have to sing through every bit of pain. It takes a lot, and I think you can hear that in someone's voice when their words are not, they're not just, it's not just a song, it's more than that. It's a story, and it's a revolution. And like I think he taught me that early on, is that we have this opportunity as artists to go on a stage and say something. Why not say something that matters? Yeah.
Love that. I love that. And by the way, I have a nasally ass voice. So like you have a way better voice than me. So I love your voice. Don't get me wrong. Okay. So on that note, I want to talk about your journey, your evolution a little bit more. Can we dive into your music?
Yes.
Okay. So you have your first song on Spotify is with someone else. It feels like you were the feature on it.
Yes, I was.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the first song I released on Spotify is Paranoia. And I created that song with a friend. He goes by Dante Digital. And at the time, I was just finding artists to collaborate with through Instagram. Like, you could put a hashtag on your post and people will find you and just be like, hey, let's make music. And this guy in particular, he was like, yo, I have this song. I'll just send you the beat, you send me the vocals back, and I'll produce it. And that's pretty much how I started to work. So starting out, I didn't really have money to go to a physical studio. So I kind of relied on that digital relationship that I created with artists. So I was just sending my vocals back and forth to people and putting together songs. And that was one of the first ones that I did.
Nice. That's super dope. I want to go through your songs in kind of like a fun way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start the lyric of from one of the songs, and you have to finish it.
Oh, all right.
Let's see how well you know your songs. And I'm gonna try to play this too and like make it a little bit more interactive. Okay, for the first song. These are gonna be so hard too. You probably won't get them
I
because
don't know my own song. It's crazy. Okay.
jumping over.
What?
I know. Like
You picked the most random two words.
they're your lyrics, they're not mine.
Literally, what? Keep going.
Jumping over puddles.
Oh,
I knew puddles was going to give it away. That's why I didn't say it.
literally. I keep on jumping over puddles just so I can make it.
I love that. Okay, let me play a little bit of.
Like, how do I forget?
I think your first solo song. Let's see if this plays.
Keep in mind, I was 19, so it was like 5 years ago. How do you remember that?
There's no excuses.
And I recorded this on my phone and produced it myself. On my
Okay, that's
phone,
dope.
yeah.
Okay, Steve Lacy.
So all of this was me in my bedroom with like some cheap ass iPhone headphones and like just belting. And it was 2:22 in the morning, so I named it 222.
How was that?
You gonna say?
I was gonna rap. You love a long intro.
I'm jumping over puddles just so I can make it. I gotta stay ready. Oh, when the wave hits. And I'm driving.
Love that. Love that. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take out my gum. They're like, "Who is this guy?" Fuck. He's like blowing his nose, taking out his gum. So you named it 222 because it was 222 in the morning.
Yes.
There wasn't like a, you know, universal angel number thing tied to it.
Of course. My spiritual self. Yes, there was something connected to it. And also, like, the song is about someone talking to their demons. So at that time of night, I think I went out on a really shitty day and it was super dark outside. And I took a picture and I used that picture as the cover.
Okay.
But I kind of like had this like interesting conversation with myself when I got home, and it was just super dark, and I hate the dark, but I kind of use that as a direction to go in. So yeah, 222 is really, to me, it was about like a divine call to talk to yourself and trust your intuition, and that, yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
I like that. So I looked at the meaning of 222,
Yeah.
and it says that you're on the right path, that there's balance and harmony in your life. And to me, like this, the sound of the song is very dark, like you said, very ominous, very layered. Like you have a lot of vocal layers, a lot of like melodic layers, and then but also very vast. It's almost like there's balance, but the balance is because of the extremes, not necessarily because there's like balance in the center. It's like almost like bipolar balance in a way, two extremes, not mentally, but like there's two extremes of the spectrum. But also it also feels like you're traveling. So it almost feels like you're on a path, even if you don't honestly know it's the right direction. It's like you're wandering. Is that accurate?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. And it's weird because that night, like, we were walking down this really eerie pathway. Like, we were at this random park, and you just, like, walk into darkness, and there's a wooden pathway, and underneath it is, like, a huge lake of water. Like, you feel like you could probably fall into it if you were, like, walking too roughly. And it was just, like, it was a very eerie night and a very eerie feeling. But also, like, again, a part of my growth as an artist was like making a lot of sad, like, dark music and kind of getting out my frustration and my pain and like my self-discovery out in some type of way.
Do you feel also I'm gonna throw out theories and you could say like, no, that's not true.
Okay.
Okay. Do you feel like at that point in time you knew who you were as an artist?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
And I was 19, so it was like 5 years I've been making music professionally, but I just moved to Seattle. And I was an artist who had never been paid to perform before. Like, I didn't really see myself as someone who, I don't know, deserved what I've gotten so far. Like, all the praise and all the success and just the community that I built. At the time, I think I didn't even know I could take it that far. But I just was going. I was just like, I have this crazy dream and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I've talked to other artists and it's often a struggle about knowing your worth and knowing like, I do deserve this praise. I do deserve to get paid to perform. I don't need to do it for free just for the exposure. Like it's okay for me to get paid to do this. Do you feel like that took some time for you to really sink in and take ownership of, or?
Yeah, it definitely did. Because keep in mind, like, I was a shy kid. I was super dorky. I'm clumsy as hell. Like, I would go on stage and almost like bust my ass trying to get up on the stage type shit. And I think like breaking out of that and having to see myself in a different light and be like, oh wow, like you're actually pretty cool and you have a great voice. Like that is hard to change your way of thinking. And also I just know that I was a completely different artist than I am now and how much I've grown. Like I was afraid to just sing, and at this point I love it. I'm like, I will do that any day. You can ask me anytime. But at that point in my career, yeah, I had no idea who I was. And I think that, yeah, I think that just trusting myself was the most important thing.
Yeah. Um, can I play the song where I feel like the joie that we know today started shining through?
Sure.
Can you guess what it is?
Is it Rainbow?
Um, ish, but no.
Ish. Loot? Is it Loot?
No.
Okay, I have no idea. Oh, wow. That long intro, though.
Long ass intro, dude.
Oh, I want you, oh, I want you. Stop and smell the flowers. Oh, I want you, oh, I want you. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel, yeah, yeah. But you may not have to be, 'cause I already
Crazy.
know.
Why do you say that's crazy?
Because I just was not expecting that.
I think again, listening to your more recent stuff, that's the song where once that song played, I was like, I wonder if at this point there was something that happened that made you start exploring this direction.
Yeah, so I picked up guitar probably when I was like 17, but I tried to teach myself and would put it away and then pick it up again. I just had like this really interesting relationship playing guitar. But eventually I was like, I want to make my own music, like down to the instruments, down to production, down to the lyrics. I want to make every single part of my music. So that song was one of the first songs I actually produced, like, and played guitar and like made my own song and all the lyrics. So that was, I think, another song where I'm like, okay, I just have to trust myself and do this really hard thing. And also one of my first songs that I created with a local Seattle artist that really put me in a different position to even make more connections. I don't know if you know Martial Law Band, but when I first moved here, I connected with them and just kept meeting more cool artists and collaborating, and it just became this huge thing. And now I have a really awesome community that supports me.
Yeah, I mean, going through your Instagram, like a lot of people from the community like and comment on your stuff. It's actually pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I was right. This was a song where you started exploring the guitar, producing your own music, working with other people, the sound. I think, you have another single after that, Land of a Thousand Eyes.
Yes.
But the next song I want to cover, you already started talking about it, actually. I'm gonna give you part of the lyric, and you have to finish it.
Oh my gosh.
Let go of.
Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at this. I feel like I say that a lot. Do I not say that in multiple
No. I don't think so. I don't remember you saying it.
What, Jay? Let go of my hand. I have bad memory. This is horrible. You know what? I recorded most of my music when I was high, so.
Really?
Yes.
Let go of my hand, losing my best friend. Will you remember me when you're gone oh far?
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
So good. It's so good. I've been listening to Rainbow a lot. Yeah. And I think that's where everything started to click for me in terms of like your voice, your sound, especially as I got to Moon Song. Moon Song is wild.
Yeah.
It's
a little creepy.
Has anyone? Let me play a little bit of Moon Song too.
Okay.
But we're just going to talk about this whole project.
Super slow and sappy, but.
Oh my god.
Our night is coming to an end here at the Peachtree Ridge Prom. Ladies, grab your gentlemen. We're throwing social distancing out the window for this last spring. Put your head on his shoulder and get real close. Reach for the moon and I'll give you the stars. Give me some space and I'll give you my heart. I'm still stuck to you, even working hard.
Okay, we had to talk about it then.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love that line. Give me the moon and I'll give you the stars.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So this song in particular, going from the intro, it was COVID time. So me and my buddy Benji, who produced the whole album, he had this really cool idea to make me sound like I'm this like DJ at like think about Back to the Future,
Yeah,
like that
yep.
prom
That's
scene.
exactly
Like
what
that's
I think about.
exactly where I
That's
put
exactly what I think
myself. And he's like, yeah, just embrace the doo-wop vibe. And I just went for it. And it was just so fun because we sat down and recorded this album. I think within a week or so we recorded it. But yeah, it's actually about like liking someone who is a completely different sign than you. You're pretty much not compatible, like on paper, like the stars are telling you, no, girl, don't do it. But you really like this person. So you keep trying.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I love that. Are you still with that person today?
Benji?
Is that about someone? No, the
Oh.
song, the person that you were talking about.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't talking about anybody.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't talking about nobody.
I got the sense that you're like Taylor Swift, where most of your songs are about someone that you're in a relationship with.
See, if I kept doing that, it'd be just angsty, angry, fuck you music. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think my grunge rock phase would have to start.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I do love Rainbow. So you connected with Benji.
Yeah, so through a hashtag, literally, like
Through a
I
hashtag?
put hashtag Seattle music in one of my pictures, and he found me, and he was like, "Yo, I live right down the street. Let's meet up." And at the time, like me and my family just moved here. We lived in a hotel together for like 3 months, and we're still finding a place to live. So we met up at Guitar Center, and he's like, "Dude, we would be amazing if we made music together." And we just started.
Dope.
And
And
honestly,
Guitar Center.
In Guitar Center.
Oh, that's
yeah, we
wild.
would meet up like once a week and start playing and just ended up making an album. So it was,
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
All free because you could just go in there and play instruments.
Yes.
Is that the pro tip?
Exactly.
Make an album at Guitar Center?
Not in Guitar Center. Definitely rehearse there though.
That's cool.
That's the pro tip.
And do you still work with Benji?
Yeah, occasionally he lives in California, but we actually did Daddy Issues together too.
Okay, we're going to get to that one too. Yeah, I think this is like Flower Child. I was going to say Flower Girl. Flower Child is where I think you start seeing a little bit of light of joie. And then Rainbow is where you come and you're like, nah, this is me. This is me.
Yes.
Do you feel
And I think like Benji really just pushed me, even just collaborating, like that was very different for me. But he's someone who was like, he's like, girl, you gotta just belt that shit. Like, why are you holding back? Like, if he could hear me or see me being like frustrated with myself or even like awkward and trying to like hold it all in, he just pushed me even harder. He'd be like, okay, girl, like you can do this. I know that you can. Like, you don't have to be embarrassed if you fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
And I think that just like that other person in the room to talk to you and be like you got it. It's so much different than being in your own room and recording on your phone and like having that cycle of thoughts of like, I hate this shit and never putting it out. And we got through that piece of music like really quickly. Like everything that we wrote, we pretty much wrote in a day and then recorded the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super quick.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, the people often don't talk about this, but the audio engineer or a collaborator in a studio or a room, wherever you're recording, it's so important to create the safe space to create. And like you said, to mess up, to try to hit a note and not reach it. And we're like, okay, well, it's not going to work today. We'll come back tomorrow or we'll change it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have other collaborators that you have that synergy with?
Honestly, not yet. Not yet. I haven't really collaborated with an artist since that collaboration.
Really?
Yeah.
At all? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I should have known that because I went through your entire catalog. Damn, you just put me on blast. Okay, next song. I love this line, by the way. It's so good. Hold up. Do you write all your music? All the lyrics?
Yes. The songs that I did with Benji, he definitely played a big hand in songwriting. But other than that, yeah, I wrote all my songs.
And you're not talking about anyone.
I didn't say that. I
Okay.
said I don't do that
Okay.
every
Spill the
song.
tea.
But yes.
Okay.
Depends on which one you're talking about.
Well, tell me if this one's about someone. No one likes.
Oh my gosh, you do this to me again. I was getting brain fart.
This is the start of a song, if that helps.
I suck at this. I have so many songs. I should know this, you guys. This is Clarity. I know that. But I shouldn't do it before.
This one's quiet.
No one likes a girl with insecurity. 'Cause I'm forever biting my tongue. You're stuck in my bed while I'm stuck in my head.
Yeah, this is
I just need some space to be my own.
Is that written about someone?
Yeah. Yes. I think at the time, like, it's that awkward age between like being a teenager and jumping into your 20s and realizing that everything you knew about love and relationships is like completely wrong. So I think even just having that like moment of turning inward and realizing that I have no idea who I am and like I really need to be alone right now to figure that out was pretty much what this song is about. Like I was just stepping into a new city and figuring out myself. I just got out of a really weird long distance relationship and I felt like I was lost and I felt like I was really dumb for being in that relationship, but I realized that I wasn't broken or lost or any of those things. That I literally just wasn't looking in the right place for love. So I think clarity is what I needed. And that kind of, I don't know, it was a collaboration with Evan Gio, yeah. And from there, like collaborating just got easier for me, and I think I just embraced that a little bit more. And this was one of like my first R&B like soul songs, so I was really feeling it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was feeling it.
It's funny because you said you didn't collaborate with anyone after Rainbow. And
I
you did.
forgot about that.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
You were calling me out.
I lied to you.
Yeah, I think clarity is interesting because it takes me back to some of your earlier stuff where, as I mentioned, Rainbow felt like, oh, Joie's here. And then clarity comes back, kind of what you were talking about. It felt like you were in a new space and you were trying to figure it all out. Is that accurate or no?
That is true, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
By the way, in Polaris, were you talking to aliens?
I mean, I am not of this world, so let's just say maybe. Maybe.
Only the people that laughed got that joke, by the way. So one thing I love about Joie is that they're kind of just down for anything. And so even this show where I'm like running around, they're like, yeah, cool, we're about to do this. But I hit them up yesterday, like in the morning. Or when was it? Thursday? It must have been Thursday. In the morning, within 2 hours, we record this video to promote this show. Obviously, it worked. And then, and then it did work, by the way. It did work. People just didn't show up. And yeah, you were just down to like improv this scene where I come with this crazy idea that Polaris is about you talking to aliens. And it may be true.
It may be true. I don't know. I just feel so connected to like the stars and the vastness of space. And I think that kind of represents what an artist's journey is like, is it's so vast and unexpected and there's wormholes and weird shit going on and you never know what planet you're going to end up at. But it's just like, I don't know. I think using like my childlike wonder also came into play because I just really love space growing up.
Yeah. So you do believe in like other life forms and other universes and worlds?
Absolutely.
Are you Star Wars or Star Trek or Dune?
Neither.
Oh, what?
My
Wow. Wow.
my boyfriend hates me for that.
What are you? Nothing. Neither.
Neither.
Just like nothing. You're like, I love the real space.
Yes.
I don't love that fake stuff.
That fake TV, right?
That fake TV
Come on
space. That's whack.
Put on a documentary.
Yeah, damn. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. Go to the planetarium. Okay. Cool. You have a couple of great singles after that. But I'm picking my favorites.
Okay.
But I encourage everyone to go back and listen if you haven't before. Okay, next one. I've had.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna fail at each one of these because
I
like
know.
I don't know why my
I'm so
brain-
sorry. The next one's even worse.
I've had enough of your bullshit. You think that you can do it ever whenever. You think that you are the man. I know your mama raised you better. The way that you act.
What?
You went all the way back.
Yeah, of course.
To die.
That's the whole entire point.
It's crazy.
Um,
God, I made that.
I feel like at this point, you like definitely left that other guy or person. Because you're like, yo, that was whack.
Yes. So funny enough, I was in a relationship and I like it was closer to the end of the relationship, like right before the end of it. And this was kind of like my fuck you moment where I just like went to California, went to Benji's place, and we recorded an album in a week.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that was Daddy Issues.
We wrote and
Okay.
recorded Daddy Issues, yeah, in a week.
So your two albums are both with Benji.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great
That's the homie,
synergy.
yeah.
And the funny thing is, I feel like those are two major milestones in the maturity of your artistry.
I think so because honestly, that was my first. Oh yeah, that was my first solo trip. My first solo trip. My first time in California. I went out there and played a couple SoFar shows, so that was really fun. But everything about it was like putting myself outside of my comfort zone. So it was a lot. It was very emotional, and every song is like very intentionally written and recorded. Like every single part of it, we probably had like a deep heart to heart and cried about each one of these songs. So yeah,
I love
that was
that.
a big part of my artistry.
Two things I want to touch on. So you say it's your first time in California, but there's an Instagram post where you went to like San Francisco prior to that. It looked like, or was
That was it.
that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then you have like another one, like a year after that, where it's like, it's my first time in Cali. I'm like, wasn't the last time your first time in Cali?
No.
You're like, nah,
No.
nah. It's always my first time. Also, I feel like Benji showed you what a distorted vocal effect was, and like you never look
Dude,
back.
We ran with that shit, like that radio, like
Yeah.
telephone effect. Oh my gosh,
It's
that's
like in every single song after
Yeah, and
Rainbow.
we wanted to keep that going. I think we love that vibe of just like the old timey grainy
Yeah.
feel.
It is cool. I think the way you use it and experiment with it really complements the music, your style, and your voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it's always like panned to one of the sides,
Right.
Or and everybody knows it's like in your face, and then you have the harmonies to one of the sides.
Yes.
Super dope.
Thank you.
How much thought goes into the production from you versus Benji versus like a collaborator?
Oof. I will say he played a huge, like the biggest hand in production. I wasn't as crazy, like anal about everything, but the lyrics and the delivery for sure. But me, I was like, yeah, I want it to sound like vintage and raw and cool. And he's like, okay, I know exactly what to do. So I kind of just ran with that and learned a lot from him in the process. Like I didn't have a ton of experience in production or like behind the scenes. So it was really cool to see him put all the work into it for sure.
Yeah. Dope. So he did all the work.
He did all of that, down to the drums, the guitar, all of it.
That's dope. I need to hit up Benji. Okay. Let's move on to where I feel like the next level of joie comes into play.
All right.
You used to.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know. I don't know. But you guys, you know it, Aloma. You know this song.
So you know what the song is.
No, I don't.
You used to.
That's not how it starts. That was trickier.
I know, that's not how it starts. I'm sorry.
Picking up all the
The saddest
pieces you
voice song
left.
I've ever written.
I still read all those letters you sent. Line after line, all I see is regret. If only you know what those words do to my head. Don't even call me on my birthday.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the lyric. It was like in the middle. Why did you make that comment? It's one of the saddest, slowest songs that you've written.
So Benji's great idea was like, oh yeah, you got daddy issues, I got daddy issues. Let's write a whole album about daddy issues. I was like, fuck, that's sad. But like, you'll notice like how the other three songs are like, they're not as slow. Like they're a little high energy. And with this one, he's like, okay, what can we do to like really get you vulnerable and like out of your comfort zone? So one day he just like we woke up like every single day and we had smoothies and we would start our day like hella early and we would sit down and just brainstorm and talk like we're just having a conversation, we're not making music. And we started to talk about some things that were going on in our life during that time, and he's like, yeah, my dad is just not really seeing me right now, he's treating me like this. And I was like, yeah, me too, man. And it turned into this thing of like, okay, now we're talking about my childhood and how my dad like was never around and he would send me letters but never show up. So we literally used that conversation and just put it into a song. And I like by the end of it was sobbing, crying, and he was like, but guess what? We just wrote an amazing piece of music. So that's pretty much how that was born.
And he was right. I feel like that's also one of my favorites because it's the realest one. I think all the other ones, when you're talking about someone, it's always like a little bit more abstract. It's like, are they talking about a partner? Are they not? Are they talking about themselves? Are they talking about their dog? This is the one where it's like, you're actually kind of being a little bit more vulnerable and saying, this is like a personal story of mine that I want to convey through music. And personally, I think it unlocked something for you, because the songs after that felt more free.
Yes, definitely. And it was so wild that that song, like my dad was pissed. He was so angry. He was fucking livid. He left me so many bad voicemails, and I don't know, having to also take on that emotional toll along with like this really high, like high moment for me, because it was one of my first projects that I was really, really proud of. And right after that project, I had like a freak accident and I was injured and I couldn't perform for like a month and a half. And then I get this email and it's like, hey, Joie, we want you to perform for Charlotte Day Wilson at the Crocodile. And I was like, dude, I can't even move right now. But something in me was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I called Benji and he's like, hell yeah, I'll fly out there tomorrow.
Dope.
And we did it. And I think using all of that fear from the creation of the song to releasing the song and dealing with all the backlash just kind of fueled me and made me ready for that in the next part of who I was supposed to become.
Does he call you on your birthday now?
No.
No, he's still.
No.
And like,
No.
be mad. The song's true. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
That's wild. As someone who also has daddy issues, I love that song. Okay. I think this one feels like very important to you again. No need.
No need to rush.
Yes, you got
I got
one.
it. I know my own music.
I know my own music.
No need to rush. You'll be fine. I know you feel like you're far behind, but you're.
What I love about that song is all the songs prior, because you talk about like time, movement in terms of like chasing or running away from something. And you talk about, there's another thing that I called out here. Kind of like this darkness trope. You use that a lot in your music as well. So you talk about those three things a lot, but you talk about it more in terms of like they're a challenge for you to overcome, versus this song you talk about it like you almost reach this stage where you understand, well, this is part of my journey, so I'm just going to sit in it and I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah, it's interesting because I wrote this song for someone and they dumped me the next day because I gave it to them as a birthday gift.
Damn.
Yeah. And they were like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Like, you're so talented. You're so beautiful and amazing. Let's go record it at the studio. Takes me to the studio. And it's like, it goes so great. We record this awesome song. It's like, yeah, it's so cool. And then dumps me that night. Yeah. So that song, it's interesting because I wrote it from a place of like, yeah, I really like you. And then it turned into the song that like was really a message for me. And it was like, okay, even though this really sucks, you kind of got to sit in it and you got to embrace, you know, the good that is in this sucky ass situation. And I think even as the person that I am, who's like always on the move, always chasing something, I have to like remind myself to sit the fuck down and take moments to pause. And I was just thinking one day, like, why do people get so mad when there's a red light? Like, if you were having a good day driving down the street and there was a red light, it probably wouldn't affect you. But if your day was like super shitty and you were in a rush, that usually when there's a red light, you get pissed the fuck off. And I was like, that's just a weird thing about humans. And I just kind of like started writing about it. And I was like, honestly, if I was with the right person, I wouldn't give a fuck what was happening. And that was kind of where I went with that.
I love that. So you made a post about this song.
Yeah, I did.
Can I bring it up?
Yes, you can. Jay did his research.
Of course. Of course. You said, I wish I knew love the way I know pain. And then you talk about this, I'm assuming this person that you just spoke about, a domestic abuse sort of situation.
Yeah, that paragraph was not related to the person I wrote the song for, but it was Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and that's why I felt it was a good song to highlight during that time. Yeah, I think that it's interesting how I've found myself through abuse and through trauma and have used that as a catalyst rather than something to hinder me. And I think it was the times where I had to stop and like be uncomfortable and be still that really made me grow, because growth is really fucking uncomfortable. But even when someone's like breaking my heart or putting me through so much pain, I think that's when I can become the best version of myself if I allow myself to. And that was, yeah, I think that was just like a reflection of like, yeah, I have become that person, and I have done all the work, but like right now I just need to stop and sit in this and know that everything I did was right.
Yeah. You were in your cocoon, you know?
Yeah.
And as someone that's also been through domestic violence, I want to appreciate you for putting that out and sharing that. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because then your next song comes out. And I feel like Red Light was your cocoon, and then you're like, nah, I'm a butterfly, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, what?
And you should know what song this is.
Oh, I know this song.
Okay, so you can you can finish this lyric. You get 2 out of 7 or something. You might be shocked.
You might be shocked by all the diamonds that you find. You ain't never met no one like me.
No, 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 no. No, no. Oh, catch me if you can. No, 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 no. Now come and take a look, creep inside my mind. You might be shocked by all the diamonds that you'll find. You ain't never met no.
Love that. I feel like that song, there's such a power in that song. There's such a like, you know what? I went through this journey for a reason, and I'm like coming out the other side stronger.
Yeah. Yes, that was it. And oh my gosh, it's funny because I wrote that song because of Jace, who is one of my mentors,
Love Jace.
part of the residency. And I went to a random school and we did a Where the Heart Lives performance, just talking about donating blood. And I had like a few bars and a beat. And it wasn't even a whole song. I didn't even have a chorus for the song. But I did the first verse and it was like a minute long. And he's like, wait a minute, why is that so short? You need to make that longer. Like, what is wrong with you? So I was like, you know what? You're right. I'll make it a song. And then eventually I went back and performed the full version and people loved it. So it was like, I got to record it. I got to make it.
Dope. Yeah. I love that song.
Thank you.
My husband loves that song.
Yeah?
Yeah, he loves that song.
Thank you.
Okay, I had three more questions.
Okay.
Let's go back to 222, your first solo single, where it means you're on the right path, but as we discussed, like maybe the balance wasn't there like you wanted, and you weren't exactly sure where the path was going. And we end with Catch Me If You Can, where it feels like you know where you're going. So I say that because you actually have 111 tatted on you, right?
Yes.
So it's interesting because 111 means you're on the path for new beginnings and opportunities.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit more about why that number is so significant to you?
Well, it follows me absolutely everywhere. Like nothing else follows me the way that 111 follows me around. And it'll be in a moment where I'm like, girl, like it's fucking raining, I'm late to work, and then I look and it's just slapping me in the face that it's like right there on a license plate. And I'm like, girl, just calm down. But I think that, I know it's kind of like the cliche tattoo to get, but I put it on me as a reminder. And I think last year was the hardest time of my life that I had to remind myself through a tattoo that I was in the right direction and on the right path. And my mom was also super spiritual, and we went to get tattoos together.
Nice.
So that was really fun.
Did they also get 111?
They did not.
Okay.
But she got, I think it's 333.
Okay.
Yeah, she got 333. So we both got number tattoos. And that was pretty symbolic for me too, because the same time I got 111, I got this tattoo called, this tattoo that says Keep Moving. And that's the name of the first song I've ever released when I was 14 years old. So I had to put it right where I could see it to remind myself at all times to keep moving.
Yeah. And what does the 2-5 on the dice mean?
Oh, damn. You are on me right now. The dice was a fuck you tattoo. Yeah, I don't know if I should put myself on the spot like that. But yeah, it was kind of
We can cut anything out, or you could just not talk about it. It's also fine.
so I was like in my fuck you phase because I was out of a really bad relationship, and I was like, you know what? If bitches are gonna play games, two can play that game. So that's why I got a dice tattoo.
Damn, I'm sorry I asked that question.
I know, me too. I don't know why you did that.
I'm sorry. We can cut that out. Okay. I love, as you probably know, I love giving people their flowers. So, who do you feel like you need to give flowers to?
It could be anybody.
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 And don't do Kenshi thing where it's like the whole community.
Yeah, literally.
Like, no, what?
My girl loves everybody. She's so sweet. I picked Jace from the residency. Yeah.
He's 2 for 2 now.
I choose my mentor. Yeah.
good.
He's taught me a lot. He's one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And my replacement dad. He just like he's always checking on me and making sure I'm good. And he's truly someone that I would want to be in this community because he knows how to step into a room and be this bold, bright light, but also make room for others and help others navigate. Like he's not just about himself. And I think that has like taught me so much just in the past year of knowing him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. I got coffee with last week, something like that. And immediately you just the person's all about community and helping other people. I just love that about him. The energy is great. But hopefully you don't make a song about him. He's like, replacement dad, you better watch out. I'm sorry. Okay, last question. I'll wrap this up. So you played at Uloma's 30th birthday party. Shout out my 30-year-old people. One, that's my favorite Adele song. 2, Waffles is crazy on the drums.
Yo, I'm saying.
He's crazy.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's so good. He's the bomb. Yeah. The real question is, as we discussed, you're on this new path, new opportunities.
Yes.
When we are all at your 30th birthday, because I know you're like super young, what do you hope to say you accomplished?
Oh, damn. He got good questions. All right. That's a great question. I'm not that young, so it's close.
Really? How old are you?
I'm going to be 25 this year.
Oh, my God. Chill.
I have time. What would I want to say I accomplish? I'd want to say that I was able to increase the awareness around domestic violence and creating resources and pathways for victims and survivors. I'd want to say that I have a community that supports me and that I pour into. And I would hope that I have my own shoe line by then. I don't tell many people that, but I want to start a shoe line for people with huge feet, just like me. And also become a writer and really share what Seattle has to offer in its music and art scene. And hopefully start my own magazine. So
What? Damn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. You better get started. You only got 5 years.
Exactly.
Let me know how I can help.
Okay.
Joa, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. And you're going to play a couple songs now, right?
Yes, are you guys tired? Are you good?
Are you tired?
Yeah?
They're like, damn, that's why we came here.